educational giant report is on William Bagley. Let me introduce you to him. William Bagley was born in Detroit, Michigan, March 15, 1874. He lived with his family and he graduated high school in 1895. While he was in high school, and basically his whole life, he'd been planning on being a farmer. When he graduated, he realized he had no money, so that plan didn't work out very well. In 1895, the same year that he graduated, he accepted a teaching position in Garth, Michigan. 1 year later, he transferred to the University of Wisconsin. In 1898, he completed his master's in psychology, but continued to work on his PhD at Cornell University. During this time, he studied under Edward Bradford Titchener. He learned a lot from Titchener, and based a lot of his beliefs in what he saw Titchener do. Bagley received his PhD in 1900. In 1901, William Bagley accepted a position as principal of Merrimack Elementary School in St. Louis, Missouri. But a year later, he moved to Montana and became the director of the Teacher Practice School at Montana State Normal School in Dillon, Montana. In 1905, he wrote a book called Educative Process, a book about education psychology and how to teach in the classroom. In 1906, William moved to New York and became the superintendent at Oswego State Normal School in Oswego, New York. He taught there for 2 years, then left and accepted his first position at an actual state university. He taught at the University of Illinois. While he was there, he created the Journal of Educational Psychology. He also helped to found Kappa Delta Pi, which is still in play today. It was established to foster excellence in education and promote fellowship among those dedicated to teaching. Bagley left Illinois in 1917 and became the professor of normal school admissions at Teachers College, Columbia University. Bagley believed that the emphasis that theorists such as Kilpatrick placed on the individual needs of students often eclipsed the necessity for academic subject matter in the curriculum. Bagley continued to work there, and in 1934 published Education and Emergent Man, a theory of education with particular application to public education in the United States. This book had views that could be closely related with those of extreme pragmatism. 4 years later came the founding of Essentialism. The reason for Essentialism was to emphasize the teacher's authority in the classroom. So Bagley, along with other professors, published Essentials Platform. In that book, they focused on many issues. First, they recognized the right of an immature student to the guidance of a well-educated, caring, and cultured teacher. Second, they proposed that an effective democracy demanded a democratic culture in which teachers impart the ideals of community to each succeeding generation of children. Third, they called for a specific program of studies that required thoroughness, accuracy, persistence, and good workmanship on the parts of the pupils. Bagley's basic role with his role in the founding of Essentialism was that the currently dominant theories of education were feeble and insufficient. William Bagley died on July 1st, 1946, at the age of 72. It is such an example to me because of the contribution that he contributed to education. He established a way for teachers to have a say in the things that they taught. He provided a structure for learning, and while many people didn't really agree with the many things that he did, he established a way for us to learn. He realized that there needed to be a structure in learning, and he acted on that. Bagley felt so strongly about this issue that he published the book, The Educative Process, to help people understand why it was so important in the school systems. The basic idea of essentialism is something that we can all understand because it is logical. The thought that if we teach everyone the same way, they will all learn the same things is something that makes complete sense. The only problem with this is that everyone doesn't learn the same way. Certain ideas can and should be taught all across America, and that's why Bagley was aiming at this with his idea. I do have a personal experience with this though. One of my younger brothers has a hard time learning. He doesn't really have anything wrong with him, he just doesn't understand things quite as well as he should. He's in 3rd grade now, and his last year of school he was supposed to do like 50 math problems each day. He had a really hard time doing it because he knew that he had to get everything done before he could go and play or do whatever he wanted to do after school. So it would take him hours and hours to get all of his homework done. Finally, his teacher realized that him doing hours and hours of math wasn't helping him learn anything. It was just making him frustrated. So his teacher stepped in and made it so that he just had to do a certain amount of math problems that would take him just as long as the other students that were doing 50 math problems instead. So this way, it just helped him to learn to love to do his homework and to learn, because before it was just overwhelming. This is an example of Bagley's ideas and thoughts. He actually believed that everybody should be taught the same thing, the same way, and everything. So, as much as I do admire Bagley, I do respect my little brother's teacher for stepping in and realizing that everybody doesn't learn the same way. And Bagley did a very, very good job making a foundation for learning. Because at that point, learning was kind of just all up in the air and nobody had the same curriculum. But now there is a set line of the curriculum that's taught in schools, and everybody learns the same thing in the same grade levels, so that by the time they're in college, they all know the basics of everything that they should know. So, that's William Bagley.